Alright, this is a squat mobility complex. This is great to do before you get into a squat dominated workout, any kind of lower body activity really. This is a squat hand plant that we're going to start off with 10 reps in each direction. What I mean by that is the leading hand. So you can see me moving first with my right and then following with the left. Now I've swapped directions. So you can see what I'm up to here. Basically, I'm creating like this circle with my hands as I move through a full rotation of my squat and just supporting myself with my hands either forward or behind me. If you find it difficult in this position, you can always boost the heels, and if you want to know more about that, check out the previous video that I did about 3 things that you can do to help increase your squat. The next one is hip swivels. So what we're going to be doing is internally and externally rotating the leg. However, we want all the rotation to come from the hip, where your femur inserts into your pelvis is where you're going to be rotating, not by rotating your whole hip girdle. So as the knee is coming towards the ground, you're going to feel some restriction. So we want to feel that restriction, but also maintain the butt cheeks and your pelvic bones on the ground. So you don't want to have your butt lifting off the ground when you do this movement. Also, as we rotate inwards, we want the big toe and the heel still on the ground. And as we rotate outwards, we want the little toe and the heel on the ground. Next is the 90-90 hip lift. It's called this because you want roughly your knees to be at a 90-degree angle out in front of you. Now you'll notice that maybe it might be difficult for your hip bones to get to the ground in that position. This can be a really challenging movement when you're starting out, so what I recommend you do if you're having trouble with it is to limit your initial range of motion by starting with a cushion or a pillow or something underneath your butt, and that will help you out a little bit. For me, this is my tight side here, so I've got quite limited range of motion, and that's what this is great for, showing you where you're tight and where you need to improve. So what we're doing is transitioning from that seated position and then coming up on top of the knees, thrusting the hips forward until the hips, shoulders and knees are all in line. So you come right up on top of your knees, pushing the hips forward. Okay, then we're going to get into a deep squat. So what we're going to focus on here is obviously getting the heels on the ground again, and if you can't do that, boost your heels. The main thing is that we want all of your body weight forced through your heels, and as we come down into the squat, we also want to make sure that we're engaging our core. So you'll notice that if you squat slow, it demands so much more from your core. So engage your pelvic floor, especially as you're coming down into the bottom of the squat. Hold for a couple of seconds. You can counterbalance your weight by reaching forward a little bit, but just make sure that you keep a nice straight spine throughout the whole movement.
By creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves.
An extra little tip is to do this barefoot like I am at the moment. You get to feel so much more that is happening in your feet. You notice if your toes are coming off the ground, and if that is happening, it's generally a sign of weakness in your core. So if you're struggling with that, time to boost the core strength. That's the squat mobility complex, guys. If you want to improve your squat, I would implement this as either a daily practice and as a warm-up before you get into your lower body sessions. If you've got any comments, please put them in the comment section below. I'll see you on the summit.